It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And the Murman, who's been working hard at the Calgary Underground Film Festival. We're going to talk a little bit about it today, but how's it been going, Murray? I hear you've been having a grand old time up in the booth.
Super fun.
Has it? Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, thanks to all been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or, even better for us, support and join the Film Rage community by joining a membership at buymeacoffee.com/filmrageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And we'll watch it. We're played anywhere in the world. Isn't a kid's movie, and it had to play in a cinema. Now, let's get to raging. We've got lots and lots and lots and lots to talk about. What amazing Murman predict? What amazing Murman predict? Will he predict a rage or will he predict a Mondo? He tell us what Jim and Bryce thought of the movies they saw in cinemas last week. Swim, Murray, swim, Murray, swim, Murray, swim, swim, Murray, swim, Murray, swim, swim, swim.
I don't get the swim reference.
He's a merman, you nut.
Yeah, that wasn't my intention when I took the nickname, but yeah, but that's
What are you
it's stuck
talking
now.
about? You're the man. The merman. It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna get
Clown
naked.
music.
Circus.
Yeah, so you
Gypsy
guys
music.
saw 3 movies,
We did.
although
And one of them wasn't Sting.
One of them wasn't Sting, because I
No.
was ready for that one. Like, I know what that one was. Well, I had to correct the mistake. I couldn't let him go on.
Ugh.
Yeah, so you guys saw Abigail, which is, Ballerina Vampire, which I might have enjoyed. I do love my vampires.
You do.
but,
And you
of
like
course,
ballerinas.
but-
It's like a match made in heaven.
I had no time. I just judging by what other people may have thought about it and just from the trailer, I think Bryce probably didn't like it too much
Whoa.
because it's just another horror movie that probably fails to.
But it was
But
an
it's not a
18A.
PG or an
It's
18.
an 18A.
It's 18A. It's R.
Doesn't mean it's any better.
Okay.
I think Bryce raged on that one.
All right.
Jim, because he loves his horror, might have found something redeemable, maybe a meh.
Okay.
Sasquatch Sunset,
Yes.
which from all accounts is disgusting, because
What?
apparently people walked out of it. So
What?
What?
Just based on that and how
I don't believe it, Murray.
weird it is, I think you guys both mondoed that one, because it's just right up your alley.
Are you saying we're weird?
I'm saying you like the really bizarre, weird shit.
I do
yeah.
like troll sex.
There you go. You love your troll sex. I'm still traumatized by that.
We'll
5
have to
years
see if
later.
he also likes Sasquatch sex.
There you go.
It's a little different.
It is.
Yep.
And then the last movie, which was not Sting, which I just watched like 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
You watched the whole movie
I
5
watched
minutes
the
ago?
trailer.
You watched
five
the
minutes
trailer,
ago.
so-
I didn't know what it was till 5 minutes ago.
Nice.
The trailer's good enough.
Irena's Vow,
Yeah.
which apparently is about Germans.
Yeah.
Nazis.
And Nazis and
Yeah.
Jews.
And
Oh my.
Some woman
That's
who's going to take them all down.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
Not exactly, but
Well,
she did her part.
No spoilers.
From all the superlatives in the trailer,
Yep.
it sounds like an awesome movie.
Nice.
But
But
Oh,
what?
but
I
what?
think you guys met that one.
Okay.
Double math for it.
Double
Okay,
math.
Interesting.
All right.
Now we're going to something else.
Yeah. We actually have spent since Thursday.
Oh, sorry, it's the wrong one. This is the one. See, you switched it around.
Oh, there we go. Now we got the music right, thank
You got
God.
the music right. Now you can go.
Oh, yeah. This sounds way cuff for,
It's very
for me.
cuffy.
So Calgary Underground
cuffy.
Film.org. CalgaryUndergroundFilm.org. Check it out.
It's going on right now. We are kind of midway through it. It ends this Sunday, because today's Wednesday, and we've been watching films nonstop since last Thursday. So we're going to break down our Mondos of the festival so far.
I'm not breaking them down per se.
Yeah, you're just going to tell them what they are. Well, I've got things to say about them, and then you can throw in 2 cents worth, and Murray can say something, and then blah, 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 and something.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so I have to say before we start, this has been a surprisingly amazing opening for Cuff. For me.
Yeah, no, honestly, when I looked at the lineup of movies, I was like, okay, I mean, these all look okay, but I was like, we'll see.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, wow, these are really, really, really good.
Yeah, this has probably been the best year.
Turns out they do know what they're doing.
For a long time, at least.
Yeah.
And there's actually been, some movies that I'd consider Cuff movies in this as well, which sometimes you don't get a lot of.
Yeah.
There were a couple.
But no, it was this year's been really good. I hope that they kind of program the same way. And
the numbers are great. So congrats to our friends at Cuff.
Indeed.
Which are, Murray and I are heavily involved in, and Bryce likes to watch the movies. So we're all good.
He just gives them money.
That's right. He just gives them money, which also helps.
Handy.
And he usually forgets to buy the early pass, so he ends up paying extra anyway, so it's even better.
Yeah, but he's making all that horse racing money. So.
Yep, especially yesterday. Rolling in the dough yesterday.
Long story short, had 2 horses going in the last leg.
Yes.
Could have been worth $2,000. My 2 horses literally just beat the living crap out of each other around the track. They went head and head and just pounded each other and went way faster than they had to, just because the 2 drivers
pacing.
are idiots.
There you go.
It's like
they
a
went
stock car
way
race.
too quick to the half, and they both just collapsed at the end.
Nice.
All they had to do was just sit there nicely till the half, and
That's
then
what
they would have
happens.
ran 1-2.
Right.
Instead, they ran like 5-6.
There you go. It's just like a stock car race.
$2,000.
Where the 2 lead cars crash into each other.
It was a $2,000 shit the bed.
wow.
It happens.
Oh, well. All right, well, enough about horses.
Yeah.
What about Mondos for Calgary Underground Film Fest, Bryce?
Yeah, I got quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 Mondos already. I think you might even have more.
I have 8.
You have 8.
I have 8.
Wow.
But I think a lot of ours are going to be the same Mondos. So maybe when you talk about it, I'll just add my 2 cents.
Yeah, because I'm gonna predict that you thought that their opening gala, I saw the TV glow, was Mondo.
I also thought it was Mondo.
Yeah, I was predicting that you would say that.
Yeah, because we already talked about it.
Oh, did we?
We've pretty much been talking over
Well,
the
Jim,
festival.
I also thought it was Mondo.
Yes. And it's coming out, I think, soon in
I'm
cinemas.
sure.
So for those of you who have not seen it yet, it is. Well, do you want me to say what I thought about it?
Yeah,
than Mondo?
Yeah, we might as well do it that way.
Yeah. So Justice Smith, at his most depressing and awkward, 2 awkward teens band together over an awful teenage girl TV show, which turns out to be their real life, or is it? Where the real world can kind of destroy your soul or life, and having someone to trust and go through with you can in fact be magical. The music was amazing. The story was
amazing.
Unreal, and you don't know what is going to happen all the way through it. It's depressing and it's beautiful and it's Mondo. The ending was perfect. Everyone should see this movie.
Yep.
Murray, did you get to see it? Did you get to glow in the glow of the movie, though?
I didn't glow in nothing. I just made sure it went on the screen. That
There you
was pretty
go.
much my whole job.
There you go.
All right. Well, let me guess that you also thought this one was Mondo, and it's called The Last Stop in Yuma County.
You're correct, sir. I
Did he,
also
though?
thought that it was
Yes.
Mondo. Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was Mondo. Why does that surprise you,
It
Murray?
does surprise me because it's just the sheer amount of violence in it.
He likes violence.
I don't. What do you think? I like. Here's what I
You're not
like.
exactly a fan of the action
Murray.
movies.
Murray,
Put it this way.
Doesn't matter if it's action or violent or CGI fest or
Horror.
or a drama or a period piece. None of it matters if it's a good movie, Murray. I don't have any biases going in. I don't have movies like this genre I do not like. I don't have that.
I think
Jim has that even. He hates musicals. I go into a musical open-minded.
Yeah, I usually go into them really, and I also don't like rom-coms. Just FYI.
I go into every single screening completely open-minded, and I know that shocks you, Murph, for some reason. But at any rate, The Last Stop in Yuma County was a very well-constructed. I don't know that I'd call it an action movie. I guess it was.
Let me tell you what I called it:
Yeah.
the amazing period piece, pot-boiling type film with an amazing cast of well-developed characters, where we have bank robbers end up in a diner with a bunch of amazing characters as the humor, story, and film builds to an amazing level of fun and suspense unseen in most films of this type. Think like the scene from the diner in Pulp Fiction, but as a hilariously black comedy. And spoiler, everyone dies except for one, but go see it in cinemas and find out who. This film is so Mondo.
And for those of you in the area, it plays again tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah, if you're listening to us, go see it at Cuff.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 or 4:30.
Yeah, it's an early one.
And I think this one will probably get a major release, because
I hope so.
maybe? You don't think so?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
It's
hope
pretty
it
strong.
does.
It's pretty strong.
It is strong, but, it's the times we're living in.
Did you see this one, Mer?
I did.
All right.
I
What
was
did
sitting
you think?
beside you.
It was Mondo, right?
Yes, and I also likened it to Bad Times at El Royale. It had that kind of a feel to it, and then it kind of morphed into this Tarantino thing where, like you said, pretty much everybody dies.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like a bunch of people.
So if Bad Times at El Royale was a good movie, it
shut
would
up.
be like...
El Royale was a good movie.
No.
It was an awesome movie.
It was also Mondo.
Oh my
Exactly.
goodness gracious, you
Just
guys.
saying, a bunch of random people all stuck in one location, and then shit gets real.
And if the writing and the energy of the film is great, then it's a Mondo. So it
Exactly.
works. Humane.
Yep.
Bet you that's on your list.
Humane.
Baby.
Humane is Mondo.
Yeah, I also thought it was Mondo. Did you get to see it, Mer?
I was sitting beside you again.
I can't remember these things. I've been-
We saw a lot of movies,
72
Mer.
movies.
Those are
Sometimes you were there,
Those
sometimes
are
you
literally
weren't.
the only two that I got to watch.
Oh, really?
I can't remember
Yes,
anything.
and as someone who doesn't like Cronenberg as much as you guys do,
Well, this is
yeah, it's still
Baby,
a Cronenberg, but it wasn't a Cronenberg type film because it wasn't as confusing as other ones are for me. It was pretty straightforward, and yeah, it was batshit crazy, and it had an awesome cast in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, of
Awesome
course,
Canadian
Of course,
cast,
that was
we
a
might
Mondo
add.
too. I loved that.
nice.
The family that slays together stays together.
Sure.
That's the Firefly family from The Devil's Rejects.
Yeah. Also
But these-
this one.
Yeah.
Directorial debut of directorial royalty indoctrinates the princess of the monarchy with Caitlin Cronenberg into the body horror genre. Well, it's kind of more of like a comedy body horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
There was still some.
It was
There was
more
just
comedy.
still some Cronin. There was
There
some
wasn't
Cronbone body horror.
There's a little bit of body
There was
horror.
some Cronbone in it.
Yes.
She didn't get her name just from being born. Oh wait, she did.
She learned some stuff.
Yeah, she learned some stuff from hanging around with her family. 20% of the world has to die to save the planet. So the cast, in fact, some great Canadian cast. We get great Canadian acting royalty for this terrible group of people who bond together over their dad choosing to die. But then their stepmom changes their mind and all hell breaks loose. Yeah. This was so much fun.
And what's his name? I don't know if he's Canadian, but Enrique.
Enrique, yeah.
I loved him like forever.
Yeah,
he's
he's
so
great.
awesome.
Yeah, remember
but yeah,
Galaxy
it's like-
Quest? He was so awesome.
He was the best part of that.
Yeah.
Well, besides,
There was a best part of Galaxy Quest?
Yeah, all of it.
you just shut your cake hole. You're pissing me off this morning.
I love it.
Yeah, no, he's awesome, and just how like dark and twisted he became. Like he thought, he's just doing his job, but no, he's not. He's not.
Yeah, he was.
He was
take-
doing it with a little too much pleasure.
He was enjoying it a little too much.
He was enjoying
If
murdering
you can't
people.
enjoy your job, go do something else.
I think what he actually said in the movie too was he said, "Well, can I also
Can it be both?
Can
yeah,
I,
why can't it be
can I
both?
also enjoy murdering people?"
He wasn't.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that one was awesome too. That one probably, I'm sure that one will get a replay.
Oh yeah, that's gonna get picked up in Canada for sure.
Oh, it's already got release date. It's coming
nice.
out in weeks.
Nice.
Maybe this week.
Okay, well here's one I don't think is gonna get a Canadian release date, or at least not in mainstream cinemas. But I know for a fact that both Bryce and I thought this was a Mondo. It's Rats!
Rats
exclamation
was so
point.
much fun.
It's not just Rats, it's Rats! Exclamation point.
Yeah, no, this is crazy. This was so much fun from beginning to start, and the lady that played the cop, my God, that was a performance.
Yeah, it was a performance of all performance. I was promised I was going to be offended though, which to that I always say, I dare you to offend me. Just someone please offend me. I've yet to be offended in a movie.
I don't remember saying that. But.
No, they did.
The director.
The director said that?
Yeah, the director and the lead actress said before the movie that if you're easily offended, you should probably leave the movie.
Maybe they're a little thin-skinned.
Yeah, but I didn't find anything offensive.
No, I just found it very
Everything
entertaining.
awesome. Yeah.
I was smiling a lot.
This film is a lot of fun. There are a lot of murder, mayhem, blood, drugs, and well worth getting your hands on if you can find them. And why they did that through the entire movie, everybody from this community calls hands Hans.
Well, that's how you say
So
it.
every time they say
That's how you say it.
They found 7 Hans, which means at least 4 people were murdered.
Yeah, this one started out a bit of slow, but soon as we got the poop shot, I think that's when things really. They had like a below.
Did you see the poop shot?
Did you see the poop shot? They
the poop shot's
They had a
so
below
good.
angle shot because the lady who's the insane cop goes in and takes.
Were there
a dump.
any rats in this movie?
Yeah, they were rats.
Oh, yeah,
ratting
they're rats.
people out all the
It
time.
sounds like it's an ironic title. Where
No,
it's not
there's
actually about
rats.
rats at all.
There's a rat.
Well, there's actually a few
There's
rats.
a few rats.
Yeah,
We're talking human
Actual
rats. Right?
rats.
But also, the movie's about human rats, but there was also rats. I think maybe as a metaphor.
Oh.
Yeah, this is fun. Rafi, who's our hero, I guess, anti-hero, maybe protagonist, goes to jail for tagging a phone booth. And then so much shit happens in this movie. Like, you can't even explain what happens in this movie. It's just, everything is insane. This cop that has it out for Rafi is just on top of him the whole movie.
Yeah, someday when this becomes available on streaming or whatever, I think I'm gonna do a Greasy Strangler Rats double feature.
Yeah, that would be a good. Yeah, so for people, if you like Greasy Strangler, you will love Rats.
I did not.
Yes.
All right. You picked. What was your next one?
Roll Bus Roll.
Hey, I also had that as well.
A Jeffrey Lewis documentary was Mondo, and a tight 74 minutes, which goes to show you.
Almost the perfect time.
Yeah. But it's Jeffrey Lewis. He's a songwriter. He's a
comedian,
comic book writer.
Comic book writer.
Yeah, there's a lot of parallels to draw between him and Daniel Johnston, and it's funny as I'm watching this. All of a sudden, one of his heroes is Daniel Johnston.
What a surprise!
So what a surprise! But yeah, really interesting guy. Very minimalist music, but the lyrics are amazing, and you should maybe check out his music too. You probably will after watching this movie.
Yeah, me and Bryce were listening to it in the car.
It was
Mondo.
Mondo.
The drive. There's a quote in this movie that I think kind of sums up a little bit. It's there is nothing here but what I think and feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. His emphasis on things that are important and not important really resonated with me. I think, what his beliefs are, I think what drove you to like this movie so much. And he's just so fucking likable.
Mm-hmm.
This film really touched me. I
liked it. As I was watching it, one thing ran through my head. This is the most insane person I've ever seen.
Yes.
Because he's insane. There's no question. But he's also so sane.
Yeah, he's been able to manage his insanity really well.
Yeah. He's as I say, that's what kept on. He's the most sane and sane. That's what I kept on thinking as I was watching. This is the most sane and sane person I've ever seen.
Yeah, and then like he's so his art, all of his art, like he's just so creative, and he has this mind. Like Murray, he has this. He also commented about the fact that he has more money than he knows what to do with. He's now in a place where he doesn't even think about money. He just wants a piece of pizza. He buys a piece of pizza. Yeah. And then he kind of lives, but then on top of that, It's like when he tours, he's never paid for a hotel from his very first tour. He said, there's no way I'm wasting my money, because he was the first tour he ever went on. He went to Europe, and the promoters basically said, yeah, you make nothing on this movie because we have to pay for your hotel, we have to pay for this, we have to pay for that. And the whole band is going like, what? We're going to go on tour for 2 months and then we're not going to get paid? And he's like, okay, that's it. We're not. So every single place he goes to, he either sleeps at the place that he's performing. Somebody who's there, he posts a post on social media now that's saying, hey, I'm in town. Can I crash at your place? It's just like he said. And he's like, most of the time it's fantastic. Every once in a while, things don't work out so great. He didn't expand on what that looked like, but I mean, this guy is so lovable, and everything he thought and felt, I kind of feel the same way.
And I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I hadn't actually heard of him before.
Only Jeffrey Lewis I know is an actor who was on the Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm. It's not.
I don't
him.
think it's the same guy.
It's not him, by the way, and it's not him.
It's definitely not him.
Yeah. All right, so there's 2 more Mondos. I think I know which one we are not. Well, I already know the movie that we're not going to be both Mondo on.
Do you?
Yes. So Cryptic, I believe we were both Mondo on.
Nope.
That's the one! Holy crap. Oh, wait. Because there was a movie that you got to see all the way through that I didn't, so I may be in for a surprise. So Cryptic, this is one of those films that you have to stick with because it gets so much better as it progresses. It seems on the surface that the story is very linear and basic.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm Mondo Cryptic.
Okay.
He doesn't.
Are you even awake right now?
I have 8 Mondos.
Did he hit his head when he fell?
I think he might have.
If you're doing these in order, you did skip one of my Mondos.
There we go. Well, maybe it wasn't one of my Mondos. That's probably why.
Anyways, yes, Cryptic was Mondo.
Okay, good.
It was a lot of movies.
And this is a lot of Mondos, actually.
And yet, talking to some of our other CUF members in the audience, they did not agree with you.
About Cryptic?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's their problem.
They did not like it.
They should have.
How could they not like it?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so on the surface, it does feel like it's a very linear and basic story, but as we get midway through it, it's ooey gooey goodness.
The gooiness is so good.
And has a perfect ending with
There's
perfect
so much
music. And it takes you on a ride
There's a lot of goomer.
There's so much goo.
Yes.
So, the funniest thing is I had a chance to talk to the director a little bit when we went out to get... She went to go get a vegan hot dog, and I went to go out and get an ice cream. And I forgot completely about her that it's Courtney Roy, right? That was the director?
Yeah, I think so.
If I remember her name correctly. Oh, man, now she's going to be mad at me. Because she'll be like, Jim, you forgot my name?
I'm sure she's not watching.
I'm sure and she's definitely not listening to
she's from the West
to our
Coast.
podcast.
She's still in bed.
Yes, Courtney Roy, who's also an amazing photographer, by the way. We saw her documentary a few years ago. And so I said, oh, man, you're that Courtney Roy, the amazing photographer. She says, that's me. But like I asked her, have you seen Society? Because there's a lot of good ooey gooey scenes in this. And I'm like, she must have been influenced by Society. And she says, you know what? You're not the first person that said that. So for those of you who have seen Society, the scene that is the ooey gooey goodness from Society, there's a lot of that in this movie, but it's not obviously influenced by Society. So
there you go.
Even better. What else you got to say about it?
I liked it.
Yeah. Didn't you think the ending was perfect?
The ending was perfect.
Yeah. It's not very often we say that.
No, it was. This movie was pretty amazing. It's one of those movies where you're watching it and you don't really know what the bleep's going on. Like you really don't.
No.
Like it's not. You say it starts as kind of a linear story, then it just goes kind of bonkers.
Yeah.
And and then it comes back together at the end. But it's.
So the impression that I got watching it
Yes.
is that she was the cryptic,
Yeah.
obviously, and then, but she didn't know. Like, she comes back, she doesn't know who she is. So she's this missing person that's been missing for so many years.
And it just
And every person that she comes into contact,
goes
the characters
on and
that she bumps into are all wackadoo.
Yeah.
And it's a fun ride. This is a great movie. And it's got lots of goo.
All right.
All right, so what's the one that you thought was Mondo that I didn't?
Well, I thought you thought it was Mondo, but maybe you didn't because you skipped over In a Violent Nature.
Oh, I totally forgot about putting that on. Oh yeah, 100%. That's Mondo. So now I have more.
This is the slasher movie we've been waiting for forever. And the fact of the matter is that it takes the slasher genre and absolutely rips off. It rips off
everybody.
Jason.
Michael Myers.
It rips off Michael Myers. It rips off Friday the 13th. It rips off My Bloody Valentine.
Yes.
Big time.
Oh, totally.
It rips off so many movies, but it's still its own thing. And it has a series of kill scenes, and they're all completely different.
And unique.
Like, completely different and creative. And just, I mean, the yoga kill scene is amazing. The wood splitter kill scene is amazing.
The chopping scene is amazing. That was my favorite, the chopping scene.
It's just such a well-paced gem of a movie. I hope that this gets seen, and I hope that this is the return of the slasher, because this was slasher done right.
Yep.
Which we haven't had in a long time.
No,
and there was no tongue in cheek. There was no trying to make you laugh, even though, some of the situations are uncomfortable and you're gonna laugh. Like, how can you not laugh when someone's head gets pulled through their back,
Yeah, out their stomach.
But the same thing, it is so well done. The special effects are great. And the ending, it's got an ending that you're thinking, okay, this is very Texas Chainsaw Massacre ending. And it's just like, don't stop. And it's almost, I don't want to give away too much, but
it's a better ending than you think
it's a better ending than you could possibly imagine, because you're like, I was almost hoping, I won't say anything.
No, don't, because I know what you're going to say.
But it's
so also
good.
got a perfect ending.
Yeah.
Like, this was made by people who love the genre, and it pays homage to the slasher genre, but at the same time it's also poking fun at it.
A little bit.
Like they actually even talked, because there was a discussion after the film, and they basically were talking about the fact that like there's a scene, the woodcutter scene, which is like this giant saw thing that goes down and cuts people in half, and they're like, we really wanted to have it. We really want to have it so that we can have him cut every one of his limbs off. But they ran out of, because the guy's like, I would have wanted to show that for 20 minutes. And me and Bryce are like, that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see that for 20 minutes.
I would have rather seen that than 20 minutes of all those idiots sitting around the fire.
Yeah,
seriously, after 5 minutes, I wanted to kill them all.
You know what? It was necessary to set up the rest of it.
It didn't need to be that long. It honestly didn't.
You know what, Murr? Maybe you're right. Maybe
I'm absolutely right.
Maybe it didn't need to be that long, but it was still. If it would be a minor quip in a movie that was a bit of a masterpiece.
Yeah, I would say, as far as slasher films go, it's definitely a masterpiece.
I didn't stick around for the end, but you know how much I love my slasher films.
Wait,
I don't.
That's right.
And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, Friday, the kids around a campfire in the woods.
Yes.
It's Friday the 13th.
Yes.
I've seen this shit.
Yes. Except for they didn't really sit around the fire a lot.
Well, no, it was a long-ass scene.
Not 20 minutes, anyway.
It was a long scene, and I was getting annoyed by every second of it.
But didn't you like it when they started getting murdered? Because you thought,
but it
wasn't
happening fast enough.
Oh, it was
and oh my God, the slow walking.
Paced. Oh, the walking was wonderful.
You're following Lurch around the forest as he slowly kills people.
Whatever.
Oh my God,
it was so good.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. It wasn't my kind of. I had to go to another movie anyway, so
Yeah,
I left before it was over.
Well, so he can't fully review it.
No,
because he didn't see it all.
I don't think I would have liked it. I mean, maybe whatever this ending you're talking about, maybe we would have redeemed it a bit. But no, I didn't love it as much as you guys did. But that's your thing, then go for it.
Okay, so this is a film that I know we both agreed on, because I was lucky enough to preview this before the festival, and I am so glad they programmed this.
Best movie of the festival.
Agur or Omen. which is a Belgium Congolese film. This film is brilliant, rich with cultural impacts and lessons from our past. It has so many layers of complexity and family dynamics, and has you challenging the beliefs of what is owed to your past, present, and future generations. This movie is so beautifully done.
Yeah.
And I can't stop thinking about it. Like, this movie you will continue to think about, because it really does bring in a lot about what we owe to our culture and what we consider what is our culture and how it affects us and those around us. I just, this is brilliant. What'd you think about it?
Ditto.
Exactly. Nothing else more you want to say about it?
Now, Omen is amazing. It's the best film of the festival. If there's going to be, there's more festival to go, and if there's one that tops this, I mean, bring it on. I'll be pleased, but I can't imagine anything topping this. This is one of the better movies I've seen in a long, long time.
Yeah, and even Brendan, when he introduced it, he said something about this is the most something film that we are playing today, like at the festival.
The most something.
What was that?
Film.
Something?
I don't know. I don't listen to when he talks.
Either the most professional,
even though he's screaming into the microphone.
I can't remember, but
he's very excited.
His wording of it was really well ahead of it. So
was it? I just
thought it was great.
Okay, good. Kudos to Brendan.
Yeah, but you ignore everybody, so it's not.
Yeah, Brendan's not special.
You don't listen when anybody talks. So.
Half the time you can't hear them.
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
Exactly.
The other thing, Murray, is that he's also
just
going deaf.
Caught in his own little world.
Not going
watching
deaf.
his
own. He is deaf.
I am not deaf.
Sorry, he's hard of hearing. And then for those of you who are deaf that are listening to us, I'm actually doing the sign for hard of hearing. Bryce is hard of hearing. He's not deaf. He's hard of hearing.
Yeah.
So, okay. So this is where I think we have a convergence, because that was all your Mondos, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the last Mondo that I had that Bryce didn't have, is the feeling that the time for doing something has passed. Subversive, sexy comedy where a submissive lady lives a life of casual sex, decides to take on a new relationship. I was laughing so hard at this movie, and that there's parts in it where I just couldn't stop laughing.
It was good.
It was I could not. But when I wasn't laughing, like there was a lot of scenes between the funny parts, but it was just still, I had a smile on my face. So if a movie's gonna have those moments where I burst into so much laughter I can't control myself, and then still have that smile on my face through the entire movie, that's a Mondo for me. Like,
there you go.
But like the movie itself, the way it's crafted, I wouldn't say it's super fantastic, because it's almost like a clip show.
Yeah,
it's like she had a clip show.
It's 87 minutes and it has 80 scenes in it.
Yeah, and but those scenes, there is a time.
And sometimes the scene is like 15 seconds, and sometimes the scene is 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's just a shot of them doing nothing.
Yeah, and I see. To me,
for 5 minutes.
To me, those snippets did tell an amazing story.
Absolutely, and it was very, very good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 on there, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I could not give this anything less than a Mondo. She is fucking hilarious. Her dry deadpan humor.
Yeah,
and all of the men that she's sleeping with were fantastic. Like, I absolutely, and I don't normally like sexy comedies, but this one was.
This is a little different. Yeah.
This one's brilliant. Yeah. I love this film. Bring it on.
Sort of an anti-rom-com.
Yeah. Oh, totally. It's an anti-rom-com. And it is kind of. I mean, we could talk for hours about the complexity of her character and the fact that she's pretty much the only one that's nude in the entire movie.
And she's naked pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah, she's naked pretty much for the whole movie.
She's naked a lot.
Yeah, which is,
at least the 7 or 8 times that I checked on her anyway. I'm like,
he's peeking his head.
She's naked again. Like, what the hell?
Hey, is she naked again? Oh, she's naked again.
Naked again.
Yep. There's one scene in particular that had me going, and it was the scene when she was trying to get her beans out of the package, that I completely lost my shit.
then you get almost a little reprise of that later
I
on.
know,
in the
we
movie.
did. We got her doing.
Just a
I
little
think it was,
snippet of it,
there
just
was
the very end.
There was different beans. They were different color, but they
yeah.
were still beans out of a package.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
All right.
All
So
right,
there you
that's
go.
Cuff so
that's
far.
Cuff so far.
And people, please go on the website. There's still lots of tickets available. We are there the whole festival except for one day or maybe two. But yeah, you'll find us there. We're gonna be there tonight and tomorrow night and a bunch of nights.
5 more days.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice. Oh baby.
All right.
Back
Was
to
there
cinemas.
anything you've got in your repertoire from being so busy this week that you could find a Murman Minute?
Well, no, we're still doing it in theaters.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, see, you
Jeez,
mess
I'm like
around with
crazy.
the stupid thing.
I
Like,
just messed around
Does
with
this sound
everything.
like the Merman Minute music?
No,
there,
it
Jim?
doesn't. Apparently, I'm also deaf.
exactly.
So first we're gonna
See,
talk
if we'd
about
done this
Abigail.
first, then gone to Cuff, it would have made sense. But no,
Nice.
you reversed everything.
You know what? I do that. You know what? I do these things to keep us all on our
Keep
toes.
us on our toes. I know.
You know, if I did everything the same, it would just get mundane in here. But this is a new adventure every week.
Anyway, talk.
I'm glad
Time-
our listeners are on it with us.
Time to pick up the pace. So first we saw Abigail.
Nothing like a ballerina vampire to pick up the pace.
Ballerina Vampire killing people.
Yes. So yeah, Abigail's a story of a ballerina vampire who likes to play with her food. It's torpedoed by its trailer that gives away way too much, and its unnecessary runtime that leaves you wondering, will this film ever end? And it is too bad, as we finally get an 18A or R-rated horror film, depending on where you reside, which means the violence and the gore are turned up a notch from the PG horror we have had to endure in recent years. The set designs and special effects, both practical and CG, are very good. The actors are all good, yet I felt myself bored throughout much of this. Is it because this is the same old story told 100 times before? Is it because the trailer pretty much told the entire story except the very predictable ending? Is it because it's so predictable that this was so unsatisfying? I think it was a combination of all those things. I did not hate this, but I sure think it could have been better considering they were at least trying to do horror right with the increased focus on the gore. Abigail, as mentioned, is a story about a vampire who likes to play with her food, but it's just kind of falls flat. I mean, the concept's good, but that movie should have been so much better. It should have been a half hour shorter. This was still an exploding vampires meh.
Yeah.
And
It's
everything
okay.
you just said it was a rage.
But there was a lot of good in it.
There was some good in it.
Yeah. So let's everybody who's listening, everybody that's listening, just stop what you're doing, put us on pause for a second, and then go watch the trailer, so that you're in the same mind space as both Bryce and I for this film. We must have seen the trailer on this probably 6 times before we got to it, because we go to the cinemas every week,
and
they've been starting to play this, and so Ballerina Vampire Ballerina.
I guess a Ballerina.
Yeah, Ballerina. Sure, it's a new name. It's a new word. Ballerinas. No surprise. That's the story. What you see in this trailer, but way longer than it should have been, as you've kind of already mentioned. It's not original, although we did get Kevin Durand as Peter, where, like, most of the times, everything he does is awesome. We get great practical effects. The gore was fun, especially the exploding vampires, as Bryce has already hinted at. Plural, actually. If you have seen the trailer, you can predict pretty much everything that happens. It has way too many Lord of the Rings type endings at the end, where it should have ended like probably 20 minutes beforehand, but it just keeps going and going and going. And to be honest, as Bryce has already said too, I got a little bored waiting for it to end. I was just like, can this now end? Like, the story was moving along too predictable. But like most vampires, it was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay-ish or good-ish.
Yeah, I mean,
just way too long.
There was nothing bad in it. It was well acted. It was just too long.
And there's just a lot of boring between the scenes.
Yeah, and a lot of the dialogue was good. It was just long.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily long.
Yeah, it was like, you know what it kind of felt like, Murray? It was kind of like you were playing hide and go seek with a Ballerina. That's what it felt like. Right? You know what I'm saying? This is like,
So-
and then they...
For almost 2 hours.
She takes her time playing with her food.
She does, but I mean, at the same time, the people that are in this are all idiots.
Oh, it's every horror movie.
Yeah, but these were particularly stupid. But, they tried to throw the complexity in
they
there.
weren't
Is
all
like one of them
millennials.
is in on it, and then all these different things. But it was basically just playing hide and seek with a vampire for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And how about the exploding vampires, though? I mean, we've talked about it. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
I personally
didn't
still
save
don't
the movie,
think.
but it
I
was
still
good.
don't think it was an 18A. I think this should have been 14A. Like
Probably.
because there's PG, isn't there?
But there is, but if you've looked at the PG and the 14A, we don't get anything now. Like, the stuff that was in this is so much more than what we've been getting.
I mean, okay, so let's go back to when
Because there's a lot more gore in this.
when we were a lot younger, and let's look at Poltergeist. Like, there's scenes in Poltergeist.
That wasn't bloody, was it?
No, I mean, there's the scene in the bathroom scene when he pulls his face off. That was way
Was
just
it?
as yeah, it was just as graphic as anything in this movie, and that was, I think, PG-13 back then. Plus, there's a bunch of other things. Totally.
Anyways,
there was nothing too extreme in
Okay,
this.
so it wasn't extreme enough for you, but it was still a lot more than what we've been getting.
True, but like that's what I'm asking is that is now the rating system.
And you think the rating system's come down?
Yeah, it's like every kill is off screen and it still gets to 14A. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, doesn't even make sense to me. Am I just barking up the wrong tree here? What are you talking? What are you thinking?
I disagree. I think they upped the violence and the gore and the whole deal.
I'm agreeing with you, but what I
You
guess
still
what I'm
think-
a bigger picture
Horror
of it
movies
is,
in general.
is that like when I mean look at some of the movies that we talked about with Cuff. There's a lot of ones in there that should be 18A.
Yeah, well, if you compare this to In a Violent Nature, then
That's what I'm saying. Like, In a Violent Nature should be rated
In a Violent
18A.
Nature, even though some of it was cartoonish, it felt more real and it was more disturbing than anything in this, which was anything that happened was kind of cartoonish, even though it was
and it was
even
just
though
like,
it was juicy.
Yeah. Juicy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exploding juicy vampires. Yeah.
Anyways, I was
don't
just happy to see, a little bit of gore in my because we've been getting none.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, it's true. So, Murray, if you like hide and seek with vampire ballerinas,
Sounds like it was too long.
It was too long.
It was too long.
But you can fast forward through half of it. Actually, you know what? Even better. Watch the trailer. You've seen the whole movie,
Yeah.
except for the explosions.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
What did you give that one?
we both gave it a meh.
So much meh.
So much meh. All right. Well, we also saw Sasquatch Sunset.
Sounds magical.
So ever
Kinda
since we first learned of the mighty beast, the Sasquatch, in the TV docuseries, The $6 Million Man from the 70s, I have always wondered when we would get a film about this elusive creature.
A lot of
Finally,
Majors.
in this day and age.
Oh, he played the Sasquatch?
might have.
Lee Majors never played the Sasquatch. It was a real Sasquatch.
We're having a private conversation here.
It was.
I said, was that Lou Ferrigno?
Lou
as the
Ferrigno
Sasquatch?
played the Sasquatch in
Oh,
$6 Million Man?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Anyway,
You know what? We can look
He
that
might
up.
have.
We can look that up later. Actually, while I'm talking.
I thought you were saying Lou Ferrigno was the $6 million
Oh, I know
man.
who that is. It's the Fall Guy.
Like, what are you talking about? Sorry, Jim, were you saying something?
Yeah, so while I'm talking, you two focus on finding out who played the Sasquatch,
I don't
unless
care.
it was the real Sasquatch.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Now I'm going to look it up. Keep
There
on
you go.
talking.
So finally, in this day and age of discovery and renewed focus on our marshlands and new focus on the importance of our green spaces, we get to meet this family of Sasquatch in their natural habitat. The family is made up of a female played by Riley Kenaugh, a
That
mature...
would be Elvis's granddaughter.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Yes.
A mature male played by the co-director, an actor named Nathan Zellner, a young adult male played by Jesse Eisenberg, and what appears to be a child played by the adult actor Christoph Zajac Denek. So he did a good job playing a baby
There you go.
Sasquatch. Our creatures appear to be closer to chimpanzees than humans with their levels of sex drive. In the patriarch's case, you learn quite quickly that his drive is much higher than his mates. In addition to sex drive, we learn, just like Homo sapien males, that the males of the species are way stupider than the females. This could be why they may be all but extinct. How do we know this, you ask? Well, no matter how horny you get, or however horny I get, I'm going to say, never fuck a cougar. And no, not an older Sasquatch on the prowl, but a wild cat cougar. Because they will fucking kill you and then turn around and eat you. Plus, no matter how much you think it fun to play on a massive piece of lumber by the side of the water, they also can kill you. This is funny and cute and natural and made up of amazing FX, which is very brilliant. And you see these characters, for the short amount that we get to see them, we really get to know them. This feels like you are really watching a nature show of this family of Sasquatch. This moves along at a great pace where we get to see our family as it goes through new experiences, and they nomadically travel through the hinterlands. Everything so real and natural. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. This movie was Mondo. And I mean, who doesn't love Sasquatch? I mean, and it's Sasquatch, right? Not Sasquatches?
It's Sasquatch.
All right, perfect. I finally got a plural right.
So in the 2-part episode of the $6 Million Man called The Secret of Bigfoot,
Yes,
Bigfoot was played by
Bigfoot.
Andre the Giant.
Oh, okay, that was
What? That's Murray's favorite. He loves Andre the
not
Giant.
my favorite, but yeah, I knew it was one of those two.
There you go.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, you yammered on and on about Sasquatch Sunset. I'll keep it short and concise. This is like a Sasquatch nature film, fascinating from the first frame. We get to see them eat and play and mate and walk around and discover, and it was all oddly hypnotizing. It goes from gross to beautiful in split seconds, often within the same scene. It also takes us on a journey from pure spectacle to something truly meaningful by the time the final credits roll. I love this film. It was Mondo.
Okay, so
Shocker.
what did you you nailed it, Mur. I mean, you're right. It's weird. Okay, so what was gross? I didn't say anything gross in this movie.
I know you did.
I
know you did,
I
Jim.
read
What was
people
gross?
walked out on it.
What was gross?
Some people might consider, them taking craps everywhere and peeing.
That was
and
awesome.
It was awesome.
They come to this. They come to a
As
road.
you
Murray.
said, you don't offend easily. Some people
Yeah,
do.
I wasn't offended, but it's still gross.
It's not
I can
gross.
enjoy gross.
How is it gross? That's just a bodily function. They're just animals
Which
marking their
you don't
territory.
really need to see
so
on
they're
screen.
they're
It's
walking
insane.
through the forest, Mur, and then they come across a road, and they've never seen a road before. So what do?
Took a crap on
They
it.
took a dump. They did some dancing. They had to empty every one of their bladder. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But, the scene with with the counting of stuff, those scenes were so good because you could see his brain is trying to get past that primordial place where it's at, and you see the concept. He could only get to 4. He only could count to 4.
One,
Every
two,
1, 2, 3, 4,
and then he'd have to stop.
He'd have
but
to
he'd
stop
start
and think
go
about
over
it
again.
It was so well done. Like the makeup in this is so well done.
Yeah, no, the makeup's amazing in this. All the prosthetics, it just looks like animals. They don't
do.
look like
And this the scene when the patriarch, he's like all horned up, Murray. And it's from looking at her bending over, working on stuff.
Yeah.
And then so he comes over and respectfully he asks her.
Yeah.
He's like, they do this thing where they want to do the nookie, where they bang their fists sideways together, and she's like, "No, man, I'm fucking busy working." She didn't say that, but that's what the impression you get. So he's like, "Yeah, fuck this noise." He leaves, munches on a magic mushroom. Well, it was probably a poison mushroom, and then that's when he just runs into the cougar that he's like, just as good as anything else, because he was going to truck a tree. He was going to fuck a tree.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see where this is going. I didn't see the movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're so close to humans, it's just not funny.
There you go.
It's almost like
how many times has that happened to you, Mur?
Walking through the woods.
Yeah, no.
You're with your mate, and they don't want to put out, so you say, you know what?
I'm going to eat some magic mushrooms.
And then I'm going to fuck a piece of wood or a cougar. Just don't do it with the cougar. It's a bad idea.
It's a story that's been told 1,000 times.
Tale as old as time.
Exactly.
Tale as old as time.
Mondo!
Sure was.
Yes, it was. Want to see this again?
All right. So from there,
Yes.
we go to Irena's vow,
Yes.
And not Sting.
not Sting.
Not Sting.
I wish it was Sting.
So do I.
So Irena's vow is a story of Irena Gut Opdyke, who was able to hide Jews from the Nazis. Knowing her story is good, having to sit through this paint-by-numbers film complete with one-dimensional characters, ridiculous dialogue delivered in a laughable way, was for the most part, it was just not good. This is the type of film I wish I could recommend, but it fails on so many levels that I suggest Googling Irena on the interwebs and avoid having her memory tarnished by this tediously, poorly acted movie. This was a regrettable rage. She deserved better.
Yeah. As you said, this is a story of Irena and her super awesome plan to hide 11 Jewish people in a major of the Nazis' house that she happens to be working in. The story that could have been made as a short film, I think. But we got the benefit of seeing a 2-hour version that was more like a made-for-TV bloated version of a short. Here's the good things about this movie. And there was 2.
Okay.
Any story outlining the Holocaust is good. Least we forget what happened during the Holocaust for all those affected, but mostly for the Jewish community. And number 2, the ending with the realistic footage. That part should have been, it was the documentary part of the movie.
It should have been a documentary.
It should have been a documentary 100%, or as Bryce had outlined, they should have put more thought into how this is written. There's stuff in here that, none of this made any sense.
None of it made any sense, and it was everything was so black and white. Everything was so one-dimensional. The Nazis are just evil horn dogs, and it's just like there was no layers to anything.
No, the characters didn't have any layers. And just even how things move from scene to scene, like they don't. If people saw that they were hiding them, they would have done things differently. Like everything about it is different. Like it's like when you find out one of these stories that this is kind of what happened. They hid them in there. You could see how that possibly could have happened, right? Yeah. But not in the way they've made it lay out. Like they've got windows into this place what they're hiding. I mean, anybody could just fucking look in there, and there they are, all sitting there sleeping.
I can't imagine nobody took a peek for sure.
Yeah, it's especially what's in this window?
Especially when their house is getting searched, and
like it was just every single scene. I felt like I was rolling my eyes in every single scene.
Yeah, which is not a good thing in a movie like this.
Yeah, well, to your point, this lady was an amazing lady.
She's an amazing lady, and she deserved better than what this film delivers.
Yep.
Other people are going to disagree. They're going to say, "Oh, it's a wonderful film and it's important," and it absolutely is important. Her story's important. This just wasn't a good movie.
Yeah, it wasn't a good movie. And I guess the sad thing about it, or maybe it's a good thing about it, that in the end we get to see that same is kind of the one with Anthony Hopkins.
I was going to say, it sounds like Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah,
movie.
I mean, there is a resurgence of Holocaust films, and rightly so. Like with what's going on in the world that we live in right now.
Yeah, world of anti-Semitism.
The amount of anti-Semitism that's going on right now, I'd say bring on more stuff about it, right?
More like the Hopkins film, though. Well constructed. And
I mean, it was still
well acted.
Yeah, it was still a man, but
it was. It was.
There isn't. I'm trying to think of a Holocaust movie that has been made that they've actually put. I guess Schindler's List, right?
That was a while ago.
Yeah, so long ago. Yeah, this was terrible. This is rage.
Yeah.
Oh, the joy.
Speaking of rage,
Yeah, this sounds like the Murman Minute, Music Minute.
Yeah.
this week I have another fun-filled list of really bad movies that people either walked out of or just shut off when they were watching it.
What?
And what they said about them. Again, these are not necessarily my
Did you tell
opinions.
about the one that I did at SIF a few years ago? Oh. Well, I can listen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Remember?
I'll save that to the end. But yeah, these are
Walked
just
out on a
these are anonymous people on the interwebs that I
Yeah.
don't know who they are. But first up, we
I've never
have
walked out on a movie.
Bryce's favorite,
Yep.
Geely.
Geely's good.
No.
This person said,
It's funny.
I thought it might be comically bad, but no, it's just a moldy cardboard of movies.
There's a lot wrong with it.
Made it through 35 minutes before I realized I was actively thinking about other things and tuning it out, so I turned it off.
There's a lot wrong with it.
And
There's a
it's-
few things right. Though.
And it's got Bennifer in it, so there you go.
Yeah.
Next up, one of your guys' favorites, Marriage Story.
Yes.
Which I-
Marriage
had
Story
notes.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Who
I said,
walks
these-
out on Marriage Story?
These are just opinions from other people. It's not necessarily me. They said, why would I want to watch parents fight for 2 hours? I might as well just eat dinner with my family.
Nice.
Next up,
Except for that wasn't what happened.
one of Jim's
No.
favorites, Aquaman.
Aquaman!
This person said Aquaman. The drum playing octopus was the final straw for them. Then we have The Irishman.
Yes.
Ah,
I
alright.
also agree that's
this
walkable
person
edible.
said, Jesus Christ, the CGI was
The
terrible.
CGI was
The
terrible.
story boring and slow.
Yes.
It was 3.5 hours.
Yes, it's so awful.
That's all right.
It's like every other movie he's made before
Rubber Face
that.
De Niro wasn't good, but everything
This-
else was all right.
no, the
Then
movie
we
was
have
awful.
our favorite franchise,
Mm.
The Fate
Hey.
of the Furious.
Yes. The
Oh.
fate
I
of
don't
the-
even know which one that is.
Why
That
would
would
somebody?
that would be 8.
But why would somebody go to a Fast and the
Because
Furious?
they probably like the other ones. But this person said, Fate of the Furious, when the cars started being remote controlled and falling off buildings due to hacking, that's when I checked out of that movie.
Oh, that at that point they checked
And
out.
they hadn't even got to the one where they go to space yet. So, yeah, that was it for them, apparently.
Yeah, they should have checked out after the first one.
And we had the remake of Aladdin
Oh God.
with Mr. Will Smith.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
This person said, I couldn't get past the scene where he helps Jasmine escape the guards. Total and utter shite.
Yeah.
And the original was one of their favorites.
Eh, Disney.
I don't
Yeah.
trust. I don't trust anybody. Oh, I love the original. No, the original was crap too.
Robin Williams, are you kidding? I loved it. That
Robin
one of the
Williams
few
was mildly
that was
entertaining.
one of the few cartoons I enjoy.
Yeah.
See
that one in Lion
Murray,
King.
that's why you should not stop going to cartoons because you might find another Aladdin that you like.
Yeah, it's been over. Disney is crap now. Then we have
Now?
The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor,
Huh?
i.e. the Mummy 3.
Oh.
I love
Brendan Fraser?
This person said, I love the Mummy series and Brendan Fraser is awesome, but
How
my
can
God,
anybody-
that was a hot pile of shit.
That you could say
The
that
only
about all
movie
of
I ever
them.
walked out of a theater. I like the first one.
Oh, it was awful.
I love Brendan
Then we
Fraser.
have The Human Centipede, which I've
The
endlessly
Human
heard about
Centipede's a
lot.
classic.
And Human Centipede 2 is also a
This
classic.
person said Human
It
Centipede.
is, and they're so different.
Uh,
Human Centipede 3.
This person's Human
Not a
Centipede.
classic, but still
F that film. I lasted
worth
about 40
watching
minutes before I
its
noped
campiness.
the F out. Whatever noped me. Must
yes.
be a millennial thing.
I yupped the hell out of
I'm like, this
Human
is so
Centipede
good.
1.
I tell you, the Doctor is like the greatest
brilliant.
actor. He's brilliant in this.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
when he's describing to them, they're all in
Yeah.
bed, all tied up, and he's describing what's going to happen to them and going over like the charts of the procedure that they're going to go through.
So
That's
well
one of
done.
my favorite like
Scenes
moments
from
in
any
film.
yeah,
movie.
you
It's
liked
so
it, but
good.
a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, well,
Most people didn't.
I dare you to offend me.
exactly.
We have Personal Shopper.
Oh, I love Personal
Kristen
Shopper.
Stewart.
So good.
This person said
it's okay.
most of the film is her reading texts on her phone. Which would
Yeah,
annoy the
that
shit out
would
of me,
normally
too.
annoy
That would annoy the shit out of me
Bryce.
too.
I don't even remember that. I think that's inaccurate.
You need to rewatch
The
it.
Alphabet Killer.
Alphabet Killer. I don't
It
remember.
says, Buddy and I started watching some horror thriller movie with Eliza Dushku and Carrie Elwes.
Well, there's your
In
problem right
20
there.
minutes, Eliza goes crazy and the docs diagnose her with adult onset schizophrenia. Carrie's reaction? Well, she's been fine her whole life. Buddy and I both immediately shouted, "Adult onset!" Immediately turned it off. We have one of my favorite series, Underworld Blood Wars.
Yeah, they were all the same. I don't even know what the difference is
the
between
most
any
recent
of them.
Underworld movie. It was a lot more soap opera and general incoherence than anything.
Kate Beckinsale was in it or not in it?
I don't remember if she was in that one.
But was Bill Nye still in it?
No, he got killed in the first one.
I think she
Was
must
it?
have been.
Unless they did a prequel with him, but yeah, no, he got killed in the first.
Yeah, you know what? I think the sorry, what's this franchise called again?
Underworld.
Underwear. The underwear scene, like it's really like Twilight, but just
I love
with
Underworld.
British people.
The first
instead.
couple were awesome, and Kate Beckinsale was freaking gorgeous.
It was fun. I like Bill Nye.
and
Anything with
that
Bill Nye,
one
I'll
had
watch
violence in it.
It did.
Kate
And it had
Beckinsale was in it.
vampires.
I thought they were all fine.
She wasn't in all of them. but she was
Underworld,
in it.
Blood Wars, Evolution, Awakening, Rise of the whatevers. It's all
Rise
fine.
of the Lycans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all fine. Holy
then-
crap, there's 1, 2, 3. There's like 5 of them.
5 million.
I don't think I saw the one without her, but
I own them all.
There wasn't
by the
one
way.
without.
Yeah, there was
Rise,
one. Yeah, there
Rise
was
of the
one.
Lycans was without.
Yeah, there was
her.
one without her. Then she
Well,
came
then
back
that
for the
one
next
wasn't very good.
There you go.
Right.
Just saying.
It was the same.
And then of course we
They're
have
all the same. They're all fine.
Then we have Cats.
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 The
Just
musical.
don't waste your time. It's time you'll never get back, and you can be wasting your time on something more wasteful than watching that show.
Oh, that movie is so terrible.
And yeah,
it's
the one that I think Jim may be thinking about is American Honey.
That is exactly.
I
what
loved
this is.
American
years
Honey.
ago.
American Honey was Mondo.
it's probably
that
one of the
was
worst
probably the
mo-
only movie I've
Mondo.
ever seen Jim walk
Yeah.
out of.
Mondo.
I've only walked out of 2 movies in my life.
I got one word for American Honey.
I don't know what the other one is.
Mondo.
The worst movie I've seen
I
in cinema.
love that movie.
When I turned over and he was gone. I'm like, oh, I guess he didn't like it. 'Cause
No, and I sat outside. I can't watch another moment of this. These people are fucking annoying, and
It was
Yeah, they were like-
terrible.
yeah, like-
good.
And she's like one of the worst actresses that's ever lived.
Oh, she is not.
She's terrible.
well, I know Shiloh was in it. Who was in the other
Yeah,
one?
Shiloh. I couldn't even love it for Shiloh.
Who was
And
the
I
other
love
one?
him.
Who was the other one?
Ugh, who cares? Like it was only about 15 minutes left in it. I couldn't take it anymore.
through most
It
of
was. I made it through.
Oh
as
yeah,
much
it was
as I
an
could.
older woman. Who the hell was it? I can't remember. Who
I
was
don't
in
know.
that.
You know what? It's
Anyway.
literally the
Anyway.
worst movie.
Yeah. So
I walked out of.
Jim
a
walked out
movie.
of that one.
Yeah, and I walked out of another one that I think was a local film.
Oh.
Something about Mexicans in the street killing people or something.
I don't know.
I remember that was a couple years ago.
Oh, that was the worst
at
movie.
Cuff.
Yeah, it was at SIF.
And Murray and I walked out and you watched it and we asked you the next day. We're like, "Hey, how was that?" And you're like, "I wish I would have walked out too."
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, the worst part is
remember
that
that.
like everybody's family and everything was there, and they were all like glowing over it. And the Q&A afterwards was just like, "Oh, this was so wonderful." And it was
Yeah.
like, my God, this was like it was
You
the worst
actually
piece
sat
of.
through the
They were
I
slightly
did
biased.
just because it was so funny. I was just sitting there going, like, "How can you guys lie? I know that you're related to this director, so you're trying to give him support, but there's no way you watched this movie and thought it was good."
You know what? Mamas will do lots for their babies for sure.
Yes. I tell you.
Anyway, that's what I came up.
Brought the joy, buddy.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Okay, I do have quite a few things I could rage about this week, but the thing that I'm going to rage about the most, which is definitely self-inflicted, I'm not going to lie. It's all my own fault. But it fucking pisses me off. So Bryce and I, we only have so much time sometimes between movies, but in this one particular day, we had, during the festival, we had a little bit of time, so we've been wanting to go see this, eat at this vegan restaurant down in the south for a long time, but it's not open Mondays when we go see our movies. So we're like, okay, let's go down there. We did it, and it was amazing. It was really, really good, and we'll definitely be going back to it. And so on our way back, I was like, okay, let's just get on MacLeod Trail and take it downtown. we literally had to stop at every fucking light along the way.
Lights were
It's
synced?
a time that should have taken us. I know it was a little bit of rush hour-y, but in a normal day, that would have taken us 10 minutes tops.
minutes,
You were
yeah.
25 minutes on fucking MacLeod Trail. My rage is who invented the traffic in our city? It's terrible. That road should be blowed up.
And yet, I remember, well, when I used to go to movies in the South, i.e., the second run theater, which
Yep.
we don't mention
CMC.
anymore. Yeah.
We can still mention it.
If a movie was over like 11 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
I remember hitting greens all the way to like the Saddle Dome. Like that's the first time I hit a red light. Because late at night, they're green. Like you can hit them all green.
They should,
But during the day, it's a pain in the ass.
it's awful.
Especially around like Southland. Like it takes forever to go like 3 blocks.
Every single light, Murray, we hit a
Yeah.
red light.
Yeah,
It was
it
awful.
happens.
Terrible. That's my rage. MacLeod Trail, you suck.
Should have taken 14.
We should have taken Elbow, which Bryce always tells me to, but then I...
Oh, but Elbow has like 10 different speed limits.
yeah.
It seriously goes.
But at least you're moving the
But
entire time.
it goes from 50 to 40 to 30 in like one block.
yeah,
it does.
But you...
But you're moving.
And they got
There's hardly any
freaking
lights.
cameras there too. So yeah, I've gotten tickets there. 'Cause
Uh-oh.
I've been doing
Oh.
like 50 and a 40 because
Well,
I didn't know
why were
the
you
speed
doing
limit.
that?
Because I didn't know the speed limit changed.
Oh.
It does change every 5 minutes.
It does, but it's a nice drive if you're not in a hurry.
Yeah.
There's like a
Or we
river on
wanna
the-
Or you're in a
Consistently.
hurry and
You want to go consistently at
you
the same
just want to
speed.
go
Anyway,
consistent.
yeah, no, I feel your pain.
I feel your pain. Yeah, my rage this week is just over this last little bit. All of a sudden, I'm just noticing nobody's sitting down and watching the movie. There's like a parade of people. I understand having to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I have the
There is
same-
an
same
absolute
issue.
parade.
Yep.
Just of people, just like there. I was watching one movie, and I swear, at no point was everybody sitting down. Somebody was always up in the aisle moving.
Yeah, but then again, you sit at the very back row near the exit, so.
It doesn't matter where I sit. I would have noticed all these people moving.
But no, I'm
constantly.
with you. Like I went to see a movie on Sunday that you guys didn't see, which I didn't talk about.
Yeah.
But it was a bit. It's going to have a big release, and it was pretty much sold out. And yeah, people wouldn't sit the hell down.
Yeah.
And this movie was wall to wall
Watch
action.
the movie.
But they kept getting up to go get stuff, and
Yeah,
I'm like either they had the world's smallest bladders, or they just needed to get more beer. It's the same issue I have with sporting events.
I think maybe that's connected though. Maybe it's the beer that's being sold.
I have the same
just
problem with
running
sporting
through
events.
People
Like,
like
you go to-
snot through a goose.
No, like it's the same thing with like
Goose.
hockey or football games. If you're like, sitting on the end of an aisle,
Yeah.
and the idiots in the middle, they get up 10 times to go for beer, and they come back with
Yeah,
3 or
like,
4 cans every time.
this
I'm
is-
like, sit down and watch it.
Yeah, like, do these people actually want it? Like, I don't. To your
If you
point,
just go
if
to
you're
the bar.
Yeah, just go to the bar and then
And watch it
maybe-
from the screen in the lobby.
But
No,
but just for
just-
like common
yeah.
courtesy for people. Like,
Yeah, no, they're
like,
idiots.
If you get up a second time, you should be like, I'm not going to go back and sit in there because
Yeah.
apparently I'm more interested in drinking than I am
Exactly,
in fucking
that's the
watching this
problem.
movie because you've missed half of it anyway. Like sometimes they would go out.
Concerts, same thing now too.
The same people that we were annoyed by. Well, we got a few nights back to back, but the ones that were the worst were they came in late, so they interrupted us.
you
then.
already come. Yeah.
and then
That's another thing.
And then they,
You know
near
when the movie
end-
starts, just show up
Yeah,
on
just
time.
show
Yeah,
up
no,
on time.
I think it was when I was sitting with you guys at. Maybe it was Humane, but it's like, this couple shows up
No.
late. No, it was a different one, but they showed up late, and we were in the back row, and there were like 3 or 4 seats near the wall, and they showed up late. Then they wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
They
No.
talked the whole freaking movie.
Yeah, that was another one. But these ones in particular, so they left, and it was about 20 minutes left in the movie, and I thought, oh fuck, good, they left early because they haven't seen any of the movie anyway.
And then
And
they
then
came
about
back.
10 minutes, they were gone for 10 minutes, and they came back and sat. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, fuck off.
Inconsiderate people.
Yeah,
There you go.
A-holes.
yeah, they're the worst.
They are
A-holes
the
are the
worst.
worst.
Just stay home.
Well,
Rage subsiding.
yeah.
Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Well, We had a pretty jam-packed episode. And reminder, there's still lots more cuffs, so go and get some tickets. CalgaryUndergroundFilm.org. Check it out. Well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, the god of rage, and the nerdy photographer for the voice of Rager Dare. Casey will be back in a couple weeks, so just you wait. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. Mother's Day is coming, and there's nothing she would like more than a Film Rage t-shirt. We are always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, subscribe, and share, and give us an email to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us a rage. That's it for this week. Special edition, Film Rage, Rage on.
Rage on.